What's up, everyone? So today I'm going to talk about my excitement for 007 First Light. This game comes out tomorrow, and it's from IO Interactive, the creators of the Hitman series, and I'm excited for this game. Now, I am not a James Bond expert. I've seen one of the movies, Casino Royale. I think he's a cool character, and I think I cannot wait for the next James Bond uh, uh, iteration because it's directed by Denis Villeneuve. But I'm not very familiar with the James Bond character, right? Obviously, I know who he is, but I'm not very familiar with him, right? So, this game is a video game specific version of James Bond. This James Bond is specifically designed for this universe that IO Interactive is creating with the James Bond character, right? Which I really like when video games do that. Like, for example, I am a big comic book guy. You guys know that. I love my superhero games. Right? Right? One of the things that I love about Insomniac's take on the Marvel universe is they created their own version of Spider-Man. They created their own version of Spider-Man Miles Morales. They're they created, and they're gonna show more next week, the their own version of Wolverine. That's one of my favorite things because I love when developers are like, okay, we want to do something with this new IP. I mean, this IP that's already established, right? This IP that's already established, but we want to create our own version of it. We want to create our own version with our own actor that is our version of James Bond. Which for this game, they have a gentleman by the name of Patrick Gibson playing James Bond in this game, and the gameplay looks great. It looks great. It looks like a mix between Hitman, Splinter Cell, not Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, and um Sweeping Dogs. It looks like a mix between those four games. Now, like I've said for everything this year, I'm going into this game with no expectations. Like, I am excited for it. We are going to talk about my excitement for it. But when this game comes out tomorrow at 10 a.m., I know, weird launch time. If you guys are excited for this game and you guys are playing for this game, if you guys are planning to play this game, don't stay up until midnight tonight because it doesn't come out at midnight tonight. It comes out at 10 a.m. tomorrow, East Coast time, right? So for me, what makes me so excited for this game is the gameplay, right? The gameplay and the new depiction and interpretation of Bond, right? Because again, I've seen one of the movies. I think Casino Royale, the one with Daniel Craig and Mads Mikkelsen, is a great spy movie. It's actually one of the best spy movies of all time, in my opinion. I did buy the Craig chronology. I think it's 4 or 5 movies. I am gonna watch all of those movies before the new Bond comes out that Denis Villeneuve is directing. But one of the things that I love about this game is this is a new James Bond that a casual James Bond fan like myself can go into and not having to know everything, right? It's a new James Bond. It's a James Bond origin story, which, from my understanding, besides Casino Royale, which is one of the best spy movies of all time, right? We haven't gotten before, right? Plus, like, I think video games. You guys know I want to be an actor one day, right? Um, One of my goals is to be an actor one day, right? And I love to act. I love to play characters. I love to do all that stuff, right? Um, and one of the reasons why I love to act and play characters and stuff like that is because of video games, right? Also because of movies, TV, film, and theater productions and plays and stuff. but I love to play characters, right? I love to do voices and stuff like that. And video games, they do that stuff all the time too, right? Like, it's not like acting for me is in all forms: video games, audiobooks, um, movies, television, stage plays. Um, Sometimes in songwriting, you get to play characters, right? Like, and for me, this is a, like, obviously I'm familiar with who the James Bond character is, but I'm not a, like, super nerd of James Bond, right? Like, I don't know, I barely know anything about James Bond. So, like, I know he's a spy, and I know he has gadgets, and I know I've seen Casino Royale, which, again, I think is one of the best spy movies of all time. But, but I don't really know the character very well. So that to me is very interesting to me, because I like going into games that way. I like going into adaptations of things that I don't know, right? And I love going into adaptations of things that I do know, like for example, the Supergirl movie, the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie. I do know the storyline that movie is based off of, right? I'm excited to see how they change it. But I also like going into things that I don't really know the character. I don't have a iconic version of the character that I grew up watching, right? Because I haven't seen all the James Bond movies. I've seen one, right, right, and I like this because this game could have my favorite version of James Bond in it, right? It could have my favorite version of James Bond in it. Now, for me, I'm also excited for the gameplay. Like, Hitman are the Hitman games, especially the World of Assassination trilogy that IO Interactive is mainly known for. Those are great games. They have great replayability. They have great choose your own path gameplay in them. So you can either, like, you can take out a target in many different ways. You can get into an area in many different ways. You can pick your path to figure out how you're going to take out your target. Right? It has great replayability, great mission variety, great player choice, right? Like, that type of gameplay is what IO Interactive is known for. Add on top of that, you're going to have a better story than the Hitman games do, right? I love, like, obviously the most important thing in a video game is the gameplay, right? It's a video game, right? But I love, and I actually prefer it. I really like games with a good story. I really like games with a good story. And this game seems to have, from what we've seen of the story so far, I've been trying to keep, obviously, besides the big state of play gameplay, right? I've been trying to keep myself away from spoilers, right? Because the game comes out tomorrow. But I'm excited to experience this version of James Bond. I'm excited to experience a character that I'm not really that familiar with, besides one movie, right? Right? And I'm excited to see what Patrick Gibson brings to the role, right? Because obviously this is a younger James Bond, right? Which Casino Royale was too, but I think it's even a younger. It's like a James Bond origin story, right? It's him becoming 007, which, yeah, we got that in Casino Royale, but we didn't get to play through that, right? We didn't get to play through that, right? And I'm very interested to see what Patrick Gibson brings to the role. Also, this game is one of the most stacked casts for a video game that I have ever seen. And I've been playing video games for 16, 17 years, right? I'm almost 24 years old. I've been playing video games for most of my life, right? Right? So this game has one of the most stacked casts I have ever seen. So you got Patrick Gibson playing James Bond. You got Lenny Kravitz playing one of the main villains of the game. You have Gemma Chan's in this game. You have, I forget the actor's name, but you have one of the people from the Walking Dead TV show, right? Um, right. I unfortunately forget the actor's name, but you have one of the people from a Walking Dead TV show. You have a lot of great people in this game, like a lot of great actors in this game. So, that's one of the biggest, like, the gameplay I've heard is really strong, and the other thing that I've heard is really strong is the acting performances. Now, for me, I really like action adventure games. Like for me, I really like open world games too, but I also like really good story driven games like Uncharted and things like that. So like for me, this game reminds me of a mix between like a stealth game like Splinter Cell or Hitman with action set pieces like Uncharted or the Spider-Man games or something like that, right? Where you get to play this iconic character and you get to see how the developer, in this case IO Interactive, is building this version of James Bond to fit the story that they are telling, right? And right, since I don't really know James Bond very well, I don't have like, and this is my goal for this year, to go into things with no preconceived notions, go into things with no expectations. That's my goal for this year, right? Or that's one of my goals for this year. And so far I've done a pretty good job of that, right? And for me, this game is just this game is just exciting. Like I think it has the potential to be one of the best games of the year. I say potential because there's still a lot of year left, and we still have Wolverine, we still have Blood of Dawnwalker, we still have obviously GTA 6, we still have Phantom Blade Zero, and we probably still have games that we don't even know about yet. We still have Control Resident, which is rumored to come out this year. Like we have games that we probably don't even know about yet, right? Next week we'll probably reveal some games that we don't know about yet, right? Which I am very excited for next week. Like I'm very excited for the State of Play next week. I'm very excited for Summer Game Fest next week. I'm very excited for the Xbox Game Showcase next week. I'm very excited for next week as a video game fan and as a super video game fan, right? And for me, it's like I'm just excited to see what they do in this game, and the gameplay. The gameplay looks amazing. It looks like you can play this game in any way you want to, right? And for me, we're in a great year for video games, bro. Like currently right now I'm playing through Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, which I am a fan of. You guys know I am a massive nerd. I am a massive comic book nerd. I am a massive, like, my free passions in life. Well, I have more than free passions, but I would say like some of my main passions in life are superhero stuff, like nerd stuff. So that's Star Wars, Marvel, DC, like any superhero thing I'll probably watch or play or listen to or whatever, right? Um Entertainment like acting, singing, dancing, performing, um um singing, rapping, any entertainment, and sharing that. Like sharing that is one of my passions as well. But like I have tons of passions in my life. But like for me, for me, like, video games is definitely one of them, and it's been a pillar of the channel for the last 4.5 years. Like, July 11th will be my 5-year anniversary of being a YouTuber, right? I can't believe that. When you're having fun doing something, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like time flies, but it really does, right? Right? Well, it feels like time flies. Time flies because when I still remember my first video on this channel, right? Right? And for me, like, video games has been a pillar of this channel for as long as I can remember, right? And it's been one of my biggest passions in life, along with entertainment and stuff like that. So for me, I'm just excited to see what they do with this James Bond game, and hopefully it's as good as it looks. And yeah, so if you guys are excited for the new James Bond game, 007 First Light, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you guys, and I hope you have a great day.